All right, hello, welcome everyone to the Go In or Out podcast. I'm joined today with one of my best friends, Jamie,
Yeah.
and our music man and also one of my best friends, Tom.
Yo, what's up?
Today's episode will be a bit different than usual. Due to the high rising corona infections in the Netherlands, we decided to record from our own houses individually for our own safety and also for safety from our family. So guys, before we begin about this week's episode, I haven't seen you guys in a bit, so I'm kind of curious how you guys have been. So how's school, guys?
Busy. Like, really busy. I have exams in 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm not looking forward.
I also have exams in 2 to 3 weeks about some motor functions of motor function in physical literacy. How about you, Tom? How are you doing?
I'm quite all right. It's I've got some like tests coming up, but it's not too worrying for me.
You're
Not too worrying about you.
Stressful for you.
Not too stressful.
It's microphone. It's not microphone techniques, but like it's called microphone layer. So it's about how microphones work, from how you build one to how the membrane works,
But that's pretty cool, like how you're gonna build a microphone. So you can actually make a microphone later for us.
Well, we're getting the idea of how to build it. We're not actually getting like the physical materials on how to do it. Like,
that would be cool if you could.
Yeah, but they're bringing us the basics, like, and also which there's in the whole scheme of microphones. There's only 2 types of microphones, and every other type of microphone is a combination between those two. So at least in polar patterns, but this will get into deep shit. But you've got
theory.
you've got pressure microphones. We've got pressure gradient microphones, and that's the 2 mics. But I'm not going to go into it.
Of course, that's a whole different topic for a different episode. Am I right?
No, I don't think I'm going to do an episode
full
about
episode on microphone
about
technology.
microphones with Tom.
It's interesting. I'd love to talk a whole episode about it, but I don't think many people would find it that interesting.
There will probably be like some people that will be very interested. But so currently there's a lot of things going on in the world, like the presidential election in America. Like we Europeans are looking to last 2 weeks ago with the debate that went with Trump and Biden. So how do you guys feel about it? Like, have you seen it? I've seen a little highlights from it. It's pretty interesting to say the least. How do you guys feel about it?
I think the whole election process in fucking America is a joke, but let's not get into
Why do you
it.
feel like it's a joke? Tell me.
What do you mean? I think even every American should realize why it's a fucking joke. It's the guys. It's literally a commercial campaign, and it's not about what the hell they are gonna do to improve the country. It's only about this guy sucks and that guy sucks because he does that. It's only talking on why the other guy's worse. Tell me why why you are better and why I should vote for you, not for why the other guy sucks. I don't give a fuck.
Looking at the last election and this election, it's pretty toxic. Like how both contestants are going at each other's throats. Am I right?
Yeah, because it's not. Many people just say Trump sucks, but I think they both suck. Because they both do it.
I'm not very confident about both, to be honest.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, they act fucking unprofessional. Like,
that was a very unprofessional debate.
You want your political leaders to be serious people, right? You don't want them to I don't know, but this is probably just how Europeans they should be look at it.
A representative, like they should be representing the country in a good manner. Am I right?
Yeah, they should.
I feel like
the best, not the least worst part.
The least worst.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the elections in America. It's just choosing the least.
Yeah,
worst.
There's a lot of going on, and also like the high rising corona factions in our country. Like it's rising, right?
Indeed.
Yeah,
we got new measures as of today.
Yeah, we got it. Just
we got a half lockdown. Is what they called it, right?
A half lockdown. Yeah. How do you feel, guys? How do you feel about it, guys? Because I feel like it's some parts is deserved because there are a lot of people that kind of are screwing around. To be honest, when I look around, I feel like I've been like more responsible but not always responsible. I feel like I could have done more to prevent some things. But how do you feel like you guys? Like, how do you guys feel about it?
A bit twisted because I do feel like there's always this argument as in people should be safe, but then again they shut down the whole events industry again. They told them that's not allowed and none of that, and that's a big problem. Because they're just people without jobs, and I don't know. I kind of want to inform people about this. Like, there's this hashtag. I think it's called Red Alert Restart. And it's about the whole events industry just going downhill.
Tell about it. Like, if you want to inform us, like I haven't not known about this hashtag, so tell us about it. What's it all about, the hashtag?
Let me look it up real quick, cause
of course. Then we go to Jamie. Jamie, so tell Jamie, like, how do you feel about everything that's going on in the Netherlands, but also in Europe? Like, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of new measurements we have to adjust our lifestyles in now. I'm happy I can go to school, but how do you feel about it?
Well, I'm glad to go to school at least one day a week, because I would go crazy if I couldn't. But the thing, like, face masks are now mandatory in public spaces.
Yeah,
which I kind of agree with, and I don't agree with
that.
Yeah, we had that already at our school. They already enforced it.
Like, it helps, but it has not been proven on a large scale yet. And it differs per researcher, of course, which is the difficult part.
Yeah, because they proved that surgical masks work, but they never really.
Not
I
everyone
don't
wears
think they've proven that normal masks work.
Yeah, well, like made of cloth or something.
Yeah.
And I do agree with the measurement. I do think it's not because of safety, but because of awareness.
I think that is one of the more reasonable, like, having you wear
I think it's because of
mask.
awareness.
I really don't give a fuck if they want me to wear a mask, and I no, but seriously, why do people complain about it? It's something you have to wear. It's a nuisance, yeah, but would you rather have that or have to go in full lockdown again?
Of course, I get
it's the
that.
sacrifices you have to make, and it really isn't. I don't get why anyone
is like
wouldn't want to wear a mask.
Comfortability versus your freedom.
Yeah, and
I'd rather give up.
I get it if you've got asthma or something. Like,
don't you get you don't have to wear one if you have a pre-existing condition regarding the lungs?
Yeah. I didn't know that.
So people with asthma don't even have to wear one.
Okay.
But I feel like if you have asthma and you get the coronavirus, it's pretty bad, right? Because coronavirus eventually goes through your lungs, right?
Bad, but
it can be
the thing is, there's also people with asthma that survive.
Of course. We have to think about it, right? Yeah.
It's all, I think, with this virus, it's all about chance. It's like literally, of course, the elderly people, it's more deadly for elderly people, and elderly people have more effects.
Yeah.
But also, for what sickness isn't that true? That's just true for every sickness. So
of course.
Yeah.
I actually get that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not. The thing is, I do agree that somewhere, but I do think, okay, how are they gonna keep everything up and running? Because I think a lot of restaurants are just gonna go.
Yeah, but the government.
Yeah, there's a lot of things gonna shut down for sure.
No, but I think permanently,
permanently,
all the
because
restaurants are getting shut down now, and every bar, cafe, everything is just getting shut down. I think.
Yeah.
I wonder. There must be a lot of fucking restaurants that are just gonna go belly up and done.
Yeah, but wasn't the government giving out handouts to businesses?
Yeah, handouts, but I feel like
I don't think it's enough to actually keep them running.
I do think it's enough.
There are a lot of things we have to consider, right? Because all these people have to pay rent for the place they rent, and some people who rent those places can be mild. Like, they say, all right, there's something going on, but some people just still want the money, right? So I feel like it's gonna depend if you're lucky about who you're renting and having
I get
accommodation
that they
from.
still want the money too, because
of course it's
their investment. It's what they, But
it's
it's a tough matter. I don't
really
know.
is.
I somewhere
we don't know
I agree
solutions.
that everything gets. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not big use that we keep talking about it because it's
I feel
no,
it's
but,
always important to talk
like,
about it. A bit, right?
discussions are important, definitely. Because I heard something on the radio before, and it was this German guy who was literally saying, yeah, in German, and he was in the research council of or of the Netherlands Emergency Research for COVID, right? And they
The
give
outbreak team, you mean?
the
Yeah.
outbreak, and they give advice to the government. And it was this German guy who was like, yeah, Dutch people, they talk too much about it, but they don't do it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but if we stop talking about it, then what is the democracy even? Like, there's a reason that we can talk about it, because if you don't talk about it, yeah, there can be scientific proof, and then you can bring that up. But the thing is, if we go fully like you have to do this, then we're getting into a completely different system that we're in. You know, I agree that things have to happen. I agree that some people talk about it too much. But the thing is, you can talk about it, and the talking isn't the problem. If you just follow the rules given to you and then also talk about it, then that's fine. You know.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
the whole argument he had about not talking about it's fucking bullshit.
Of course. I'm very true. I feel like we should talk about it. I feel like we should listen. We also, but it's not wrong to be criticize things, but we still have to do what we're asked. Like, we can criticize anything, but we can't criticize and just stop doing anything. Like, that's not how it works.
We can criticize and we can question what the government does. That's
all right. Like, that's normal.
Makes it a like that was what makes it a democracy. At least in my eyes.
Yeah. So let's shift to our topic that we're gonna talk about. So our name for today's topic, you actually had something you wanted to talk about. So kick it off, man.
To introduce yourself in the topic. So this was like 3 years ago, pre-corona, which seems like ancient times right now.
Wait.
My brother invited me to some kind of like fairground, circus, carnival thingy with all the attractions, that stuff. Yeah. And I remember going there late at night because I had to get out of work, and it was fun. We got in. There was like a big party tent. And of course, pre-corona, so everyone was just getting on top of each other. Everyone was drinking. And I remember this small incident like happening. My brother just ordered like a few beers, and he was walking through the crowd, and then some guy bumped into him. And my brother, he got bumped in too, so there wasn't really anything he could do. But the other guy spilled his beer because of it, and he was mad about it. He was really mad about it. He blamed my brother, and my brother, being the guy, he was like, "All right, dude, I'm sorry. I can help you get some other beer or whatever, but I'm not paying for it. I haven't done anything. I'm sorry this happened to you." And this other guy was, "No, you pay for it. You fucking pay for it. You did this to me." And
Jesus.
Yeah, he started like, getting aggressive. My brother just walked out of the crowd and immediately walked to one of like the security guards that was there, and he was like, "Yo, this guy, yeah, he threatened me, and I don't know where he is right now." And this guy and the security guard was like, "All right, I'll keep an eye out." And there was the point where I was like, "Why? Why are you so aggressive about that?"
Like,
and
like, why did he get so aggressive? Like, he can be like civilized about it. Oh, sorry, I bumped into you.
But the big question is, how drunk was he? Because some people it's funny to see
that's
how
true.
some
that's
people,
but
everyone has a different drunk.
Kind of early
get
in the
like,
evening, like we were there for like an hour and a half. So
people,
and seeing this dude, I really think it was more an ego problem. Like, this was a buff dude. This was a buff dude. This was a buff boy. And my brother isn't that tall. He's like,
I get what you mean. Yeah, no.
Something. And bumping into someone, dropping your beer, you blame it on the first thing you see, and you bumped into the guy. He has his beer. You're gonna say like, fuck off. I'm pay for my beer, or I'll take yours. And I really don't know what it is, but it was like really a case of toxic masculinity that really sticks with me. And it was really unnecessary for him to get.
I feel
that
like
mad.
it wasn't necessary. I feel like did he spill the beer on your brother or on himself?
No,
like,
no, he
because-
didn't spill it on him, but he bumped into him, which made him drop or spill his beer.
Yeah, the spill on your brother, like running it like a bit of the
A
beer.
bit, like a
bit,
bit on
yeah.
the shoulder, but
Yeah, but you know that's. Yeah, I think. But I think this maybe I don't know if this even ties into toxic masculinity because there's just
No,
people
'cause
that
this guy-
overreact. Like I get that this guy was buff, but I have to.
no,
Like-
it wasn't that he was buff. It really was that he immediately wanted to fight.
Yeah. Okay.
This
Like,
wasn't
getting
about-
that in that stance, just like
Yeah.
looking at him like.
It was like, you pay my beer, I'm gonna smack you down.
That's pretty weird. Like I feel I feel like I just would say I'm sorry I bumped into you or anything. Like I will
Yeah,
always
yeah.
say mostly I will always say sorry. Like in
And I think
any
this
circumcision.
was him not wanting to take blame and blaming it on someone else. And when someone doesn't take that blame, you get aggressive to show
Yeah, you
your,
get aggressive.
your
yeah.
dominance. You show
I get
you're
I had that
better.
once. I had that like I was like was I working or something? Oh yeah, I was working and I was making a coffee and this man just walked up to me and said I would like my coffee really warm. So I made it like extra hot, like still in the temperature that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
allowed to give it because you still have the thing. So I gave it to the man and this man was like this is not hot enough and I'm just like I'm sorry sir but there's a temperature grid we have to pay respect to, otherwise the coffee and the milk will get burned and that's not good for you
don't
because
want it.
I can't give you due to health reason. He would just get mad at me and I was like sorry sir, I would like to have a civilized chat about it, but he just got extremely mad at me like for trying to be civilized. So I tried to say would you like a refund or would you like anything else in particular or would you like a free piece of pie, but he wouldn't just like how you say it want to collaborate, like he doesn't want to like
I to be honest, I think that even would have been too much if you guys gave him anything, because that
Yeah.
guy shouldn't. Like, I get it that he wants warm coffee, but the coffee can't be that cold that he actually is like, wow, this coffee is too cold. Like,
I have the thing in the hand, like the little tin that I warm up my the coffee. I can feel with my hands, like the one I holding it, and that other one I'm
fucking
like,
burning.
yeah, I'm feeling like, oh, my hand is
Yeah.
burning. Oh shit! And so I feel like, all right, but he was like just getting over that table, and you were just like getting mad and it's raising your voice. But it is, I feel like that's sometimes really unnecessary. So even in a public space, like how would you raise your voice to make a scene, right? Like man to man, like would the man do it if it's maybe it was like one of my colleagues, because I had some wonderful people working there. Maybe one is actually a lot bigger than me, a guy
Yeah.
like who's actually like a bit more, because I'm a pretty small guy. I'm not really tall. I'm a little bit like chubby or something, but like not like fat. So
You're
I feel
not-
like
no, you're not.
like how would he react to different people? I felt like it was really strange, because it was like I felt like he wanted to how you say it? Like I feel like he wanted to kind of make me feel little, right? Do you know what I mean?
Intimidate you just because.
Yeah, intimidation.
So
That
he-
was
so
the
he gets
word
what
I
he
was
wants.
meaning at, right? Like I felt like really weird because like we can have a civilized chat, am I right? Or not?
yeah, of course. You can have a civilized chat about everything.
Like Tom, have you any experience of people like being this
Macho man.
macho or
aggressive, trying to get their will.
I
like
can
cat-
say, well, I had it with some woman at a concert, so it's not a man, but
oh,
Of course.
tell
What-
us.
this was like some chick who thought she was like, okay, because I was at a concert with a friend and my dad. And my friend and me went to get something to drink at the bar, and so we walked back, so we pushed through a bit. And this woman was like, I'm gonna block your way, and she was very angry and mad about it, that we couldn't go back to the spot where we were, even though my dad was still there. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's not that you're moving back in line. Like, I get it that you maybe want to keep your place, but this was already your place. It's not changing. And this woman got like she tried to block us and like and it was a very short interaction, but I don't know, I think it's just indecency. I don't even know if it's necessarily about like it makes it the toxic masculinity if they. Because to be honest, I haven't read into toxic masculinity that much, but it makes it that if they actually want to fight, is that it's going into an interaction,
fight, it's just
wanting
showing
to
your
fight.
macho, just like thinking about like catcalling with like when you're like with a lot of guys and there's this beautiful lady walks up, beautiful intelligent lady walks up and they just catcalling her. Yeah, like that's just like that toxic, like, oh, I'm macho, showing the guys like oh, look at me, I'm like, I feel like there's such a necessary things to do, and I feel like it's like a little bit of group pressure, probably.
Yeah.
Not even like you can be like trying to be a macho man and still be on your own. Like, toxic masculinity is just most people are really like misogynist about that.
Yeah,
like you try to be the macho man and you are just straight up disrespectful to a lot of women. Indeed, catcalling, one of them. I don't know if you saw a video. I remember seeing a video about a woman who followed a guy, and the guy had like a secret backpack in his, or had a secret camera in his backpack, and they just walked through the streets of New York. And they would see how many catcallings, name calling she would get. And for like the video wasn't that long, but I believe that she got like catcalled every 5th or 6th person that she met on the street.
Jeez, that's a lot.
Maybe it's a lot different because of the editing of the video. I'm not going to say it's exact science, but it did show something, and that is not a good sign. When
of course.
So many people are like, whoa, a woman, I'm gonna sexually harass her.
So, yeah, I get that. So, like, there's a lot of, like, things that have been told to you or have been taught or people said to you. I feel like what is now changing in a good way, like there used to be like a lot of men used to be like centered in the household, in the working lives, and specifically to have an economic contribution to the family. How do you feel like this some men still got stereotyped by some others for not providing the money for the family, and maybe the woman is doing that? What I find might be amazing, like that there could be both, or even like, how do you feel like that's happening? Because I heard some people say, I want to provide money for the family because I'm the man, of course, and I feel like that's not really how this current age is going. Am I right?
Well, I do think it's a goal. Like, of course, you can want to provide. I don't think it's a necessity. It shouldn't be a requirement to have a family. It can be a goal that if you want to provide, you'll provide. But it's something you do personally. It's not.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be that.
It's not a competition, especially between your like the wife and the man.
Yeah, between your spouse,
or even between men, right? Because I provide more money for my wife.
That's
and for
really
my son.
A thing, because a lot of people, even when they just finish high school and are going into like the higher education, are like, when I have my diploma, I'm gonna earn so much money because I did this study, and you did that study, which isn't going to earn as much.
Yeah, and that, man.
Yeah, even I have that.
There were
becoming
people
a gym
at
teacher.
school that actually were choosing their study on how much money they were gonna earn. I'm like, why the hell would you do that? Do something which makes you happy. Like if it earns you a lot of money and it's fun and you like it and it makes you happy, do it. Go ahead.
There's a quote.
Do something that makes you happy, because if you're not going to do something that makes you happy, you're going to be stuck in that job for 50 fucking 60 years, whatever.
Yeah, totally.
And that's going to be your life. And why waste that on something which you don't like doing? Sorry, but...
Yeah, indeed.
Like, and some people bring up the argument, but if I then earn a lot of money with my job, then I can use that money to do other fun things.
Yeah, to not have to work anymore or something like that. But you still have to work to get to that point.
So, guys, do you feel like this statement is outdated or is like perfectly right? Like, I feel like it's
what statement?
The statement that the man should provide the money for the family.
That's
I feel like it's
outdated. Of course, that's
extremely outdated.
I think it's been outdated since 1990.
Even longer, probably. I
Well,
feel like women,
80s around that time, I believe.
women should be equally paid like men. Like whatever the even whatever the job may be. If a woman is CEO or a man, they should both in both positions should.
Yeah, it shouldn't depend. It shouldn't be decided by gender. You know,
or race or anything.
Yeah, or anything. But and not anything, because if someone, some other guy's more, or some other girl's more productive than that guy,
Of course, that's
or the other
different.
way
Yeah,
around,
right.
then why not pay them more? Then that makes sense.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and you shouldn't hire people or give more money or give someone a higher pay raise just because of their gender. That's also not fair.
no.
Oh yeah, about that. How do you? This is maybe a bit off topic. We'll get, but you now
Please
raise a
go
question.
ahead, because I don't know much about this topic.
So, how do you feel like governments subsidize some different companies for hiring people with an immigrational background? How do you feel about that?
If they're qualified, I kind of like. I think it's good for the motivation of those companies. But if they're qualified, they should be getting hired without it.
Yeah, without it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's weird that companies get subsidized to hire people from immigrational background. I feel like even why is that even a thing? And not like because you can't hire people with an immigrational background. I feel like companies shouldn't like pick someone because of their last name, right? They should just pick someone because how qualified they are, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, but it's weird because some companies also have like a quota which they have to reach on how many like women or people of color they have to hire before the end of the year.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
I do support everyone should get an equal job chance.
Yeah, of course.
But you shouldn't hire someone just for the sake of hiring them.
Yeah, like they even get money, so they get money for hiring someone with an immigrational background. I think that money could be used for so much else, right?
Yeah.
But it's feel like that there is at this point in our society and maybe in other societies that we are picking people because of last names and backgrounds, racial backgrounds. That's like
I think
don't
we're
even
getting to a point where, not that it doesn't matter anymore, but I feel like it's decreasing now how much it matters. Because if you look at our past, then
true. It's
and
decreasing.
it should change faster. I'm not saying that it's good how it is. It should change faster.
No, definitely
but
not.
It is changing.
Yeah.
And
so
I feel
go on.
but then getting on, like, there's a reason that Black Lives Matter happened, because I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it kind of hit a stop on where how much racism is taken into account.
There is a lot.
Yeah, because I think if it kind of hit a stop, and I hope it doesn't stay like that with maybe Black Lives Matter kickstarted into new gear.
I hope it keeps going and it keeps evolving and it keeps on growing in an extremely positive way for everyone around the world, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, no.
Like not only America, but there are enough countries suffering from that problem.
A lot. So getting back to the topic, about masculinity of a man. So some people say that men are not allowed to show resemblance of softness, emotion, or some feminine features about them. So how do you guys feel about it? Like, have you ever been in some kind of way that people criticize someone for maybe showing their emotions or being a bit more feminine than some other men who find themselves not feminine? Like, I don't know how to say it, but I feel like I have some features that are maybe some more feminine than other men, right? How do you guys feel about it?
Yeah, it's.
I don't know, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really.
I think we all kind of agree on this one, that men should be allowed to be the exact same as or
How they want to
exact
be and not have to put
opposite
up a
or
front.
exact same as women or completely. They can be whoever they want. If they want to cry, and no one should give a
Yeah,
shit
no one
about
should
that.
criticize them. Indeed. And I
But
do
I
think,
think that too for girls. Like if a girl cries, you try to help that person. If someone, and it's not if someone cries, you try to help that person,
Yeah.
or you might ignore it if that's what you do. But you should do that for everyone. Then
Yeah, like everyone should be how they are, right?
should be
They can-
equal. Like yeah, but I think we all kind of agree on this.
yeah, and I do think like lately it's been really being normalized because a
It's
lot of
getting more normalized,
shows-
yes.
A lot of shows just have this like main protagonist, which is not that odd. It's like a young guy which goes on an adventure, and most of these shows have a moment, an episode where the guy is just sad, has something emotional going on, and they're not like the 80s where everyone is a badass with super ass muscles and he hits stuff. Sometimes some of these shows really show emotional distraught and stress as some of these characters. Which
Well, I feel like it's more beautiful and it's more if it's more shown in television or TV series. Like it shows you maybe a part of you that you might not ever wanted to show, right? Like sometimes a character can hit you in a different way that maybe you're like feel like, oh yeah, I haven't thought about it this way, or he kind of resembles how I feel in some specific thing, right? That's kind of what they want to hit, right?
yeah, not even that, but you can have this guy. The whole series is just the most badass, and this one episode, someone died and he's crying over it. It shows you that even if you try to be your best, and so it's kind of okay to be sometimes sad about something you really care about, or something you just find extremely sad, and you're not less because of it. And I really think lately, like a lot of shows have been, I don't know if it's consciously or unconsciously, just implementing that. And you can really see the difference if you look at like the 80s. You have like Conan the Barbarian, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger, super buff. He just hits stuff. He's the most badass.
Super buff.
He's the most badass guy you can think of when you think of a barbarian. And now you have just a lot more, not physically strong characters, but more mentally and emotionally strong characters. And sometimes it's more empathetic to show that off than just a guy with his muscles.
Yeah, totally. So we can all agree on this. That's pretty cool. All
yeah,
right, so,
but there's something which I want to bring up about this.
Bring it
because-
up, man.
Well, the thing with this is that just because we're including the men who are more, let's say, in touch with their emotions, doesn't mean we should exclude the men who are not.
No,
Of course
not.
Totally not.
Because I feel like that is something which people don't think about, and they don't mean to do it, but they do that. Like if people, I don't know how to explain this, but like people can be very about this should change and they're doing that bad and they are bad.
Yeah, they're very negative.
Yeah,
right?
very negative about the opposite thing. And like
Yeah.
I agree that anyone should be who they want to be. Not
To be.
As, and
of
not
course.
as what they
Told to
what
be. Right?
yeah, no one should be what they're told to be. Everyone can be who they are.
I feel like this showing emotions, or it's more like a journey you should go through about maybe some self-reflection like we did last episode, but maybe think about it's like a bit of a journey about what kind of individual you are, right?
Yeah, it is indeed finding yourself. And
Yeah, it's more like about finding about yourself, right?
me and
And it
Tom,
can be very emotional.
me or Tom are like 18 and Ruben, you're like 20. So we're not really that old. And our journey isn't complete.
What do you mean?
Of course not. We're gonna learn a lot.
No, we're dead in 2 years from COVID.
Like, I don't know about you, but have you found your self-identity yet? Which is like an important part of this journey. And it can take as long as you need to take to find it. And
Yeah.
I don't think
handling your
to be
emotions
honest,
is part of
I
it.
don't think anyone ever.
Of course, people can change.
Because your identity changes over time. So
Yeah,
there's
indeed.
never
There's a thing
complete
why there's a
picture of
midlife
your
crisis.
Because you are what the people around you are, but you are still also who you are.
Yeah.
Which is
That's a very nice quote. That's a very nice quote. I really like that one, Tom. Thank you for sharing that quote. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I know. It's I'm
what
a
about
poet, you know. No.
I will say it in the next episode in the intro that you're a poet now.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like
Yeah.
my dad always tells
Tom the
me like
philosopher.
that he never stops learning, and lately I've been coaching kids, and what I have, and maybe some of my colleagues know from theater or coaching, when my kids are having fun or playing the best game ever or anything else, I kind of sometimes I have to cry, like.
And that's
Pussy.
A-okay. Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, no.
No, but how my father
No, joke.
puts it, and here we go in quoting territory again. Your only certainty is your uncertainty. If you're uncertain about something, make it so you're certain about it.
Yeah.
And there was this line in the Game of Thrones, like, wear it like a shield or armor so no one can hurt you. Do it. If you're uncertain about something, use it as your certainty, because that's the only thing you have.
Very nice quote. We've been quoting today now, right?
Yeah,
So we're getting
poets,
poetic
we're
now.
philosophers. Damn.
I didn't know. Did I quote someone? Because I
No, I
thought it
didn't
was-
quote. I didn't know
No.
if you quote someone, but you quoted something.
you made a really nice quote, Tom. You
So
really
I
did.
made a quote, is what you're trying to say.
You made a quote. Let's. All right, let's go to
Are we gonna
the.
refer back to this quote?
We're gonna refer a lot back to this quote.
Yes.
Maybe this episode, because it's a pretty
Tom,
interesting episode
2020.
so far.
Well, this episode is already running 37 minutes. It seems.
All right, we're almost done, mate. I have like one question for you now. All right. So this is more about like the surrounding. Like I have a story I want to talk about it. Like, so how do you feel like certain guys around you from our age, or maybe when we were a little bit younger, behave in a way to show their masculinity or dominance towards the group? Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know. Like someone in your group puts up some kind of facade or a face that's really not always them.
Yeah, or I feel like when we're sitting with the guys, and like it's all right to talk about what you did like last night, but it's not like something you have to brag about, right? Oh my god, look at my
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. No,
Yeah, I feel like it's
but
so
I find
necessary.
that annoying. I don't want to know what the fuck your life, like your sex life is. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, like this is
To be
last night I
honest.
had another one, and I'm like, boy, I
like
don't
I'm
actually
happy
care.
for you if you
I-
have like if you're happy with that, or if you like you're talking about my new boyfriend or my new girlfriend. It's
Yeah, it's
so
different.
great, and then I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah,
Sure,
you
go
know,
ahead.
I'm
glad
happy
you're
after
happy. And
Yeah.
I'm also glad those people are happy if they're talking about how many one night stands they had. If that makes them happy, then please go ahead. But I really if
But I
people
feel like
start
people
talking
are
about
ex-
that in conversations, I just quit. I couldn't give less.
I think it's the bragging is where I get annoyed, and
It's not even bragging for me. It's just I don't give a shit. Okay, so you
Well-
fucked someone. Cool for you, man. Wow.
well, like
Or like anything, like people like, oh yeah, dude, look at me, I scored like 10 goals like lately football. Look, I'm so much better. Like anything like that. Like also that is, I feel like it's so unnecessary. Like how do you like? Does it look like I feel like less better than because I scored one goal during hockey or football?
Yeah.
Am I right?
and sometimes it really doesn't matter because you both won. Sometimes,
Yeah,
and he
like,
still pretends that he's on top.
Yeah, like
Well,
why
well,
does it have
why?
I can't say that I've won if the other guy had a one night stand last night. Sorry.
Tom.
Ah,
I
Tom.
talk so much
Tom,
bullshit.
Tom.
I'm so sorry, but
Tom. Nice way to end this episode,
You
Tom,
want a
with you.
participation
We
prize?
still got 5 minutes to go. Keep
You
going.
want a participation prize, Tom?
Oh man, I feel like it's been a very nice episode, guys. How do you feel about it?
I liked this episode. Like, really chill.
It's just
talked
pretty
about
chill.
Pretty
Also
heavy
because
stuff, to be honest. Some pretty serious
Yeah,
stuff.
We talked about a very serious episode, and I feel like we did a good job, guys. I feel like we're getting a really good job.
What was my quote again? Because I want to repeat it. You
You
are
are
who the people around you are.
You are,
but
but you are still yourself.
still are who you are. That was
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You are
All right,
who the people around you are, but you still are. Wait, you still
you
are.
still are
who
you.
are?
Tommy getting
Tom, always there.
Now I'm confused. But
You're
you guys
pretty
get
confused.
the meaning. I think that's something you should
Well,
take.
we'll put the
I'll
quote
put it
in the
in the description below.
We'll
all right,
put it in
Tom's
the
quote and
description.
Jamie's quote. All right,
Yeah. Quote it as much as you can, you know.
quote as much as you can. So, guys, I want to thank everyone.
No. 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
All
4
right.
minutes. You want to keep
Does
talking?
anyway-
all right.
All right.
No,
So
we don't have to keep
So,
talking.
the
but
Corona
Oh, no,
you know,
listen.
I think we should ask the viewers or no, the listeners, because we don't have any video, but the listeners a question. I think we should ask them something.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
that they
a
can
question
answer.
for in the comments. All right. So, Tom, what's the question?
How
How
was
is
your
everyone
last
holding up
night?
this this pandemic? What have you guys been doing? What are some recommendations
Yeah.
to keep busy?
For
I'm
us, what are
interested.
some recommendations for us, and we will try them out in
School,
the next
man.
upcoming
You know,
2 weeks.
I'm interested. How
The
are
answer
you
is
guys keeping
school.
sane?
All right.
Well-
So the question is, what have you guys been doing during this pandemic to have fun or anything? And we should try out because we will
Yeah.
definitely try it out if it's not in public places or something.
Yeah.
So
What have you guys been
And
doing,
also
though?
for all the viewers, if you think you're interested in joining us, then please hit us up. We have already got 2 people that applied, but we're still gonna see if because we're gonna have an episode where all the people that apply can join us for like 5 minutes, and we're gonna have a talk, and that's gonna be the whole episode.
Actually, true. That's
so
gonna be
that's
the whole
less
episode,
work for us, more work for you guys.
For you.
Yeah. Take the work off
So,
our hands, please.
Anyone doesn't matter, but it's there 2 girls now, right? Who want
Yep.
to
I
be on the
believe
episode,
so.
right? All right. So some guys, maybe some girls, maybe someone else. I don't know. Hit us up, send me a message or
Yeah,
email
or
us or
anyone of
anything,
us.
right?
Leave a comment or
Comment below and they will
know.
get in touch, right?
yes, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.
And the
Yes.
like button.
And
the
subscribe.
button. But the
button,
like button
yeah.
is very important. And also, guys, I wanna kind of I forgot to get back in this. Don't forget to follow the hashtag Red Alert Restart, and also we make events because it's something in my life. It's something that's important to me. If you guys just check it out, then that'd be cool.
Tom, entire
We'll
future
put
hangs
it
in the balance.
in the description, all right?
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Go In or podcast, our 3rd episode about toxic masculinity and a little bit about the world and a little bit of banter in the end. So, guys, Tom, hit it off. Do it.
Go in.
All out.
All out.
All out.
All out.
All out.